You are looking live at Iceline in Westchester, Pennsylvania, where the New Jersey Rockets girls at the 19 AA level are getting set to take on the Junior Flyers. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo bringing you the action from the home of one of the landmark franchise organizations of girls hockey, the Junior Flyers. Why is that important? Well, this is a measuring stick game for the Rockets, who are off to the best start that we've seen from, at least for the core of this group. And the Junior Flyers are in it to win it every year. They're a well-run organization. They have talent up and down the rosters. They're well coached. They play hard. They play respectfully. And they are a measuring stick for the Rockets. Rockets wearing the road black jerseys. Arialis Markland will be in goal. The Junior Flyers with, apropos for Halloween, the orange and black. Same color scheme of the Philadelphia Flyers. Veronica Sheldon will be in nets for the Flyers. Rockets uniforms are mainly black. They have red going all the way across from shoulder to shoulder. Red numerals outlined in white. The nameplates, which consist of white numbers, are below the numbers. So if players have their jerseys tucked in, you won't be able to see it, but we'll give you play-by-play to help guide you through. The Rockets logo is the word Rocket spelled across the front crest of the jersey, and you might get a good look at it as Francesca Hansen skates over toward the bench, and Grace Matone. It spells Rockets. The O in Rockets is a ball of flames. That ball of flames also appears in one way, shape, or form on the sleeves, where there is a thick red stripe. And also on the front of the socks, where there is a thick red stripe just below, right on the shin pad part. The Rockets give the 1-2-3 Rockets. Coach Jeremy Jacobus steps up onto the bench. Bob Connolly and Bobby Jr. at the far end, along with PJ Jacobus sitting this one out. And Mike Cook maybe just out of picture over there. Rockets will start it out with Cece Nieves on the dot, Francesca Hansen on the right wing, Hope Menikillo left wing, Kira Redmond right D, Grace Matone lefty. Muther and Nieves on the draw. Liftoff, period one. We're underway. 17 minutes per period. Rockets bring it into the offensive zone, but ever briefly. Matone chips it, but Muther is going to pick this up and bring it in. She's going to skate it and now leave it for Hayes. Wrist shot through traffic, but not all the way through, as Matone knocked it away. Hansen up the right wing. Menikillo's with her. She's got to dump it in as she's met by a host of Junior Flyers. It goes behind Skyler, reversed there, and now to the near side board. Hayes will pick this up. Hayes will skate it into neutral ice, leave it forward for Muther, who will dump it and send it into the Rockets bench. So that'll be a face-off right in neutral ice where they started out the game. Ulrich on the dot, Connolly the right wing, now Rizzo the left wing, Aaron Bruno on right D, and Lauren Fox on the lefty. Ulrich has to fight for it there, sends it forward past McChrystal, and Rizzo chips it in. Retreating back is Germain. She sends it up the far side boards for Boulware, but it's picked off by Ulrich. Grace Ulrich will skate through the left circle, try to backhand it toward the net. Can't get it through. She had Rizzo trailing. Rizzo's on the backside all alone. Rizzo picks up the loose puck, tries to go to Fox, but whiffed on the pass. There's Otto picking it up, chipping it off the boards on the far side, but Ulrich chips it back in. Rizzo tries to go to the far side, but McGee picks it up around the back of the net. Sent toward the point. It went to Bruno, who couldn't get it all the way through. Rizzo and Otto meet. Rizzo will pick this one up and send it in. It's sent to the right side and now the left. That was McGee. Rockets will change. Connolly sends it back through, a little awkwardly to Fox, but she picks it up, and Menikillo jumps out there. She's going to skate it through and lift it with the backhand, and the change now complete as Hansen jumps on, and Nieves is up front. Sent through neutral ice. Germain couldn't handle it right there. and battling for it now. Brown, she gets knocked down in a collision with Menichello there. They get tied up. Menichello runs into Matone, her own teammate. Mundy sends it back to the far side and sent through by Sullivan. That's Annika Sullivan. Her sister is Christina. She wears number 11, and their dad is the coach. Annika, the elder of the two Sullivans, so you get a little Junior Flyers juice here if you're tuning in from that side, although my acquaintance from the other side, Steve Bardsley, does the games for the Junior Flyers and does a fine job. He's not as talkative, but he's got a better camera. Matone picks it up, far side board, sends it for Hansen, who chips it for Ulrich. Rizzo's there, but they can't grab it on the break. Junior Flyers reverse it, Otto, but Matone gets there. Those two will battle along the far boards, a couple of 60-somethings and an 80-something, 67 and 89. Ulrich, 84, bats it toward the far side corner. Muther picks it up for a moment with the skate, regains it 1-on-2. Ulrich overskated it there. Ice still looks pretty good from here, but there's been a couple of overskates so far, so there's definitely patches out there. They bring it down low, curling, looking. That's the younger Sullivan, and she can't hold on to it. It's sent all the way through. Mundy grabs it at the point, skates in, wrist shot, save with the blocker by Markland. Centering feed, knocked away by Ulrich, picked up by Rizzo. Can't quite get the handle and has to send it back through as the Junior Flyers change. So time and space, the two most valuable things in hockey, as Cook grabs it on the long pass and skates it through the middle, but tried to send it forward and had it knocked away. Lauren Fox to Aaron Bruno, they exchange. Bruno can't handle it cleanly. And so far for both teams, neither team handling pucks very cleanly here at the start. And sometimes we see games like this. We saw one a couple of weekends ago where the Rockets against the Princeton Tiger Lilies, it was just sure-handed player after sure-handed player not handling pucks cleanly. We'll see if the Rockets can remedy that as Nieves picks it up, chips it off the boards on the near side for Cook. She tries to power it forward, can't do it as Germain sent it in. Nieves will grab it. Rockets will change at least one. Menichello jumps on for Rizzo, and she'll pursue. Wheeler grabbed it and sent it out of the zone. Rockets get back in on side. Wheeler picks it up again, sends it across ice. Hayes had to jump in and grab that. Menichello was there looking to grab it away. Hayes, a forward, retreats into her own end, spins around and dumps it in, allowing her teammates to change, all except for Wheeler. McChrystal, the first one in pursuit of Bruno, can't get to it as Menichello grabs the pass. Boulware knocks it away from her, and it's sent up but not out. Bruno tries to stay in at the point. 2-on-1, maybe a 3-on-1, but Redmond stands up her opposition on the far side wing, and that prevented a quality chance. Otto with the wrist shot from the top of the slot has it knocked away by Markland. Markland saw it all the way. McGee at the point sends it toward the middle. Chipped in front by Brown, and they couldn't convert it in front. It goes to the point. Otto kept it in. A scramble for it over there. A lot of sticks, and eventually a Rocket one connects with it and gets it out. Otto to McGee as Ulrich pursues. McChrystal will grab that, but send it into Redmond, who turns it around to Hansen. Hansen's got Cook up the middle. She's got to just tap it forward. It's going to go on net, and Skylar will, Scholden will make the save over there, whistling a stoppage of play. 10:56 left, period one. Rockets and the Junior Flyers from Ice Line in Westchester, PA, scoreless. Junior Flyers win the faceoff, but Matone's going to come in to steal it at the point. Nieves down low. Muther gets to it first. Matone at the point sends it back toward the boards on the near side. Picked off by the rallying Gallagher, and she will skate it in over the line on the left side. The lefty will move it in. Sharp angle shot. Wrist shot was saved by Markland, and the second and third chances are held by Markland after using the paddle and then the right pad. So Arialis busy here in the first 6:33. We got some new viewers on. And we're glad to have you. No matter if you're watching, there's a watch party going on in Wyckoff. Who knew? Battled for on the face-off. Loose puck there. Somebody lost something. There's still something on the dot. It's probably a mouthpiece or a piece of equipment. Oh, Menichello was off to the races. Sullivan tripped her up, but still has the puck, and no call there. Menichello has all the snow on her backside. Didn't get the call, so the Rockets and Junior Flyers play on. Hansen chips it out. No icing. Backside ref says no. Probably should have been. Not sure why the backside ref called it off. Westwood. There's a watch party maybe in Wyckoff, maybe in Westwood. All the W's it's going to be today. West Milford. Wildwood. No matter where you're watching from, we're glad you're doing it. Hit the subscribe button and the alerts button, and every time we go on or upload content, you'll know it, and you could tune in then. We appreciate your support for now, until now and through now. Redmond battles for it behind her own end line, chips it up for Ulrich, but it's kept in on the pinch. Turned around. Redmond looking to send it forward for Hansen. She's got Rizzo up the middle. She's got 3 to beat. Rizzo chips it forward. Can she get through? Diving forward. Rizzo still has it. Otto battles with her. The third Junior Flyer there. Rizzo almost got through all 3. They turn it forward. Hayes is going to pick this up. She's greeted by Matone at the top of the circle on the right side. It's chipped out. Connolly trying to get the break. Connolly battles with McGee, and McGee is able to win that one and just hold off Connolly on the break. So Rizzo and Connolly putting some pressure. And Ulrich picks this one off, but Otto's there and she picks it up, makes the turn and gets it out of the zone. She meets Connolly and Ulrich and they get it back again. Rizzo's on the back side there, but she's 2 on 5. It's sent through and held by Sheldon. Veronica Sheldon, 35, gets the start here. Caitlin O'Brien, 77, on the bench. We may see her. I don't think we expect to. Usually their goalies, like the Rockets, tend to play full games. Nieves on the dot, Menichello in the slot, Hansen on the near side wing, Fox at the point on the left, now retreating with Bruno on the right side. Brown sends it in and skates it down. Still has it on the far side corner, reverses it for Hayes, but a little bit much gusto. Mundy steps all the way in and keeps it in. Junior Flyers trying to cycle the puck there. Stead sent it around, but now the Rockets pick it up, chip it off the boards. They get it out. They don't hold the possession, but at least they make the Junior Flyers have to redo it all again, and Mundy's the one to dump it in. Hansen far boards, chipping, pushing, looking, gets a little help. 3 Rockets over there. 1 retreating is Fox. Menichello stays out of the zone and makes certain that Wheeler has to not pinch in there. Menichello gets through 1, still trying to get through Wheeler. Muther jumps in to the fray right from off the bench and eventually breaks up the play. So the Rockets play a good Team D, but they're playing a team that's also playing good Team D. Wheeler will grab that one, chip it forward. McChrystal's going to step through a couple. She's 1 on 3. Nieves bumps with her. McChrystal initiated the contact over there, but she had the puck. They're going to call a penalty here. I don't know. Boy, if this one's on Nieves, that's a tough call. And they're going to call a hook. So I didn't see who was hooking over there as the referee comes to the near side, giving a description of what happened. So Izzy Cook goes in for the hook. And with 6:55 left in a scoreless first period, the Junior Flyers go on their first power play. Rizzo and Ulrich up front to kill it off. Redmond and Matone, the back line. Arialis Marklin in goal. So far we've seen 3 shots put on the board, all by the Orange. Mundy sends it down, but it's picked off first by Ulrich, and then Redmond, who sends it down onside. Rizzo in pursuit, looking to force a turnover. Gets a piece, but not quite enough for Ulrich to fully pick it off. McChrystal's going to skate this into the Rocket zone, curls at the dot. She'll send it to McGee at the point, tries to send it through traffic. Matone bunts it forward to herself, but sends it up, and McGee grabs it back at the point. Centering feed, McChrystal a little bit too strong, couldn't grab it. Rizzo blocks a shot over there, but it still gets through. Boulware shoots it off the side of the net. It goes behind the net. Centering feed, Redmond knocks it to Rizzo. Backhands it off the boards, chips it out off of Mundy's stick. Ulrich giving Mundy hell over there. She's going to try to pick it off from her. Nearly had it. Rizzo jumps off for Nieves with 1 minute left in the penalty kill. Nieves steps in and picks that pass off. Ulrich bumped into Nieves. She's got to hustle off, and Connolly will jump out for her to kill off the last 52. Centering feed batted away by Matone with the backhand. Nieves picks off that centering attempt, and now Connolly's going to get it. She'll negotiate it out of the zone. The Junior Flyers had to pull up over there because Bardsley had a lane, but she had somebody offside. Bardsley, wrist shot, whistled wide. Nikki Bardsley picked up that loose puck, was a little bit behind the defense. She had a little room there in the stick side. Wrists again, and a kick save by Markland. Near side boards. There's a jump. That was not a trip. That was a jump over a stick right there, trying to draw the penalty. Sullivan wrist shot. Save, rebound, another save, and Markland covers up. She got the first one with the blade of the stick. She got the second one with the left pad, and she covered the rebound with the catching glove. 6 seconds left for the Rockets to kill. 5 minutes left in period one. It's scoreless. 5 also the number of shots in the game, and according to our official scorer, all of them have gone to the Junior Flyers. Menichello is going to negotiate that one just enough to get it out of the zone, as Zoe Muderies was the one battling to try to keep it in. Otto will pick it up behind her own net. The Rockets have killed it off, and they've patriated the ice once again. This is going to be an icing as Fox fell down. They wave off an icing. Why did they wave it off? Why did they wave off that icing? The backside ref had the icing hand up. It's sent in, and they score! This goal shouldn't even count. The backside ref had the icing hand up. The puck easily crossed the line over its own, and it's batted in off of a rebound, and the Junior Flyers take the lead. Riley Brown is going to get that one. There was a loose puck in front. I have absolutely no idea why they disregarded the icing over there, and it looked like the Rockets saw that it was going to be an icing. The near side ref, you couldn't even hear the near side ref say no. So a horrible break for the Rockets here. They should have been taking a face-off at the other end. Instead, they're down 1-0. McGee at the point. Wrist shot kicked away with the toe by Markland. Redmond puts on the brakes. Sends it up, knocked down by a stick. They'll wave off this icing right away. It hit a Junior Flyer sticker. It went right through the breadbasket of Otto. Ulrich in pursuit with Rizzo. Rizzo gets a piece with the skate. Hansen was also breaking in. Hansen got a piece with the stick. Couldn't quite corral it. Rockets are turning on some pressure here. Hansen sends it forward. Rizzo trying to pick that one off. Nearly got it through Otto. But she uses the long reach just to keep the pesky Rizzo away. Wrist shot. Markland saw it all the way, knocked it down with the blocker. They'll cycle it behind the end line. Matone there. They send it toward the near side boards. Rizzo's going to pick this one up. Tries to send it past Mundy. Mundy gets through one. Sends it down low, but Matone knocks it away. Near side boards again. Mundy pinching all the way in. Muther jumps back to cover her point. Sullivan comes up on the change, and the Rockets will get it out. Hansen chips it in. Rockets are able to change. 3:08. Junior Flyers trying to hustle the change. They're going to instead draw an icing. They don't wave this one off, but boy, the Rockets on this, the goal by Riley Brown, they really got a confusion where you could see 4 of the Rockets at least thought the play was going to be an icing. The puck easily crossed the line, but somehow the near side ref waved it off. Junior Flyers took advantage, took possession, and on a goal mouth scramble, Brown put it in. Boy, a Flyer named Brown wearing 22 is grisly memories for Those of us who used to watch hockey fight tapes. This Brown, a more diminutive size than Dave Brown, the premier level pugilist of the Philadelphia Flyers in the 80s and 90s. Rockets reverse it through neutral ice. Muther will pick this one up and send it in. Bruno will head back to get it. Junior Flyers lead at 1-0. Technically, the Rockets don't have a shot on goal. That one knocked away and into the protective netting on the side. That faceoff should be out of the zone as it hit a Flyer, but they're going to put it inside the zone. Now, why a Rocket would have taken a puck and flipped it out right there is beyond me. That should have been, that puck, this faceoff again should be outside of the zone. It was last off of a player in orange. Wrist shot goes through traffic and Markland sticks it aside. It comes back gingerly to Markland. She knocks it down and covers it up. So when the puck goes off of a player in the offensive zone, if that player is a defending player, the faceoff stays there if it goes out of play. If it goes off of the offensive player, like it did, that puck faceoff is supposed to come outside of the zone, and that's not what happened. So eventually, until the Rockets actually get this out, you can't say no harm, no foul. Ulrich is going to still try to get it out. Can't quite do it. McChrystal picks it up. Ulrich trying to chip it forward, but it's along the dasher on the near side. And eventually, Hope Menichello is the one to get it out. Rockets down to the last 100 seconds of period one. They trail 1-0. Sent in and changing on D. The Junior Flyers send it. McChrystal has had a lot of the puck so far, 62. She spins around, tries to center it. Can't do it as Redmond knocked it away. Matone up toward the point for Menichello, but too strong and it went to McGee. Matone trying to chip it forward. Germain grabs it and sends it toward the middle, but Redmond is there. Hansen tries to get to it, can't quite do it. Eventually Redmond chips it out. McGee turns in her own zone and sends it to the far side boards. Hansen got a piece and knocked it away. Bardsley's going to move it in, get right through traffic. Wrist shot, what a save by Markland with the glove with 50 seconds left in the first period. Nikki Bardsley thought she had that, and I thought she had it, and her dad 2 feet to my left thought she had it, and Ariellis Markland said, "No, you ain't got it." Face-off won by the Junior Flyers. Bardsley sent it toward the net, this time a little wide. When she's gotten the puck, she's been the most lethal getting through traffic. Connolly sends it forward, can't get it through traffic up the middle. Cook keeps it in at the right point, ping-ponged around over there. It comes to Nieves, she's trying to get toward the net, was hounded by Mundy from behind, and the Rockets are going to step in here to try to keep it in. Brown's going to break out 2-on-1. She has somebody with her, and that's Gallagher. Gallagher through the side of the right circle, can't get it in. Rockets have 12 seconds to break out. Puck went on its end, rolled out. Muther's going to try to bring it in and take it all the way to the house. Wrist shot from the dot, save with the mask, covers up. Whistle and a stoppage of play, 3 seconds left in the period. Rockets now, at this point, you're just looking to get out of there with the 1-0 deficit. You're not going to score with 3 seconds left, but you certainly need to prevent a goal here. Sometimes what we have seen is teams pull the goalie when they're in this situation, when they're in the offensive side. Muther wins the faceoff to Sullivan, who goes to the point for Wheeler. Can't handle it. That'll expire the period. 1-0 Junior Flyers. They have recorded, according to the scoreboard, all 9 shots on goal. So not the Rockets' favorite period of the season. It certainly looks like a much closer game than that. They haven't been able to establish any offense during their possessions. They haven't established sustained offense. I think they did have a couple of shots on goal, not powerful ones, but a shot on goal is when the goaltender has to actually be there to prevent it from going into the net. So even sometimes if you dump the puck in from your own end and the goaltender has to be there, you still would record a shot on goal. And I think the Rockets did have a couple, but they're not up there on the board. So that's just a technicality. the more important thing is that it's 1-0. The Junior Flyers lead the Rockets here from Iceline in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And if you like what you see and you've joined us today on Saturday, October 29th, or if you're watching on demand, we are glad that you are checking us out. If it's your daughter, your granddaughter, your great-granddaughter, your niece, your cousin, your sister, your friend, or if you're watching on demand, yourself, we're glad that you've tuned in, and we'd like you to subscribe and hit the alerts button. We've had a lot of support so far. This thing started out in the pandemic where gentlemen like myself and Mr. Bardsley next to me were the only two people that weren't players or coaches or officials allowed in the rink, and we were able to bring you the action. And since then, we've been able to stay along for the ride and enjoy bringing you New Jersey Rockets girls hockey. The teams will switch ends, 17 minutes on the board. Rockets looking to pick up the offense here a little bit. Arialis Markland will head to the net. Now to your YouTube left. Veronica Sheldon defends the goal now to our right. Nieves on the dock, Connolly near side wing, Menichello on the far wing. Liftoff, period 2. Menichello is going to break it in 1-on-2. Wrist shot off of one of the pads of a defender. That was Wheeler. Sullivan picks it up, the elder. She'll skate it into the zone offensively, and the Junior Flyers will try to attack. The Rockets have prided themselves in team defense this year. They haven't often conceded goals, and some of the goals that they've conceded haven't even been of the pretty nature. So often it's a couple of flukes that come in here and there. Rockets look like they might be mixing up the lines here for the first time in a while. They've been short benched for now probably going on a month. We still await the return of Kirsty Comercar. Hopefully that'll be next week. And of course the captain, PJ Jacobus, on the bench rooting on her teammates. Not where she wants to be, but hopefully she'll be back there on the ice pretty soon. In the meantime, the Rockets battle and soldier on and learn and persist in what has been a very good season so far on the development end and the wins and losses end. Ulrich over toward Hansen's side in front of the Rockets bench. Francesca moves it in, gets tied up with Sullivan, who had the stick high over there. That's the elder Sullivan, Annika. I was wrong before. Christina is the younger. Backhanded behind their own net. The Rockets play with it up the far side boards. Menichello sends it out for Ulrich, a little too strong. Sullivan grabbed that, sends it forward for Stead. Stead skates it in over the left side line and at the circle. Bumps Matone there. A lot of bumping there. Battling there. They're going to call something over there. Let's see if it's a hook on Stead. I think it's going to be on Stead for the hook. They send it to the middle. There's the whistle. Stead looks like she's going down for the hook for 2 minutes. That is the call. So Samantha Stead heads to the penalty box. 2 minutes have expired in the first period, and the Rockets for the next 2 minutes will have a power play. And they're doubling the penalty. They call a penalty on Matone as well for the high stick. That's confusing right there. Now why is that face-off, if it's on both, why is that face-off not sent out to center ice? No center ice face-off on the coincidental minors. They'll play 5 on 5, so the first whistle after 13 minutes will allow Stead for the Junior Flyers and Matone for the Rockets to exit the penalty box. Wheeler through traffic, they tap it in front, rebound, doesn't get all the way through. Brown was streaking through, and Riley Brown was looking for her second of the game. It didn't actually get all the way through. Rockets send in. Rizzo will try to battle Otto for it. Otto gets there first with the long reach, but it's stepped into by Fox, and it comes to the near side wing. Picked up by McChrystal, chipped forward for Boulware too strongly. Fox is going to get on the backhand. Backhanded up, but McChrystal kept it in at the point. Boulware tries to get through traffic, but runs into Nieves, and eventually settles for sending it behind the end line, where Aaron Bruno picks it up and skates it out. Bruno up the left wing. Bruno into the offensive zone. Sends it at Sheldon, who covers it up for the whistle. That is going to be now the first shot of the game, technically, for the Rockets. But as I said, I'm pretty sure they had a couple in the first that were not counted on the board. This is not the NHL. We're not so too concerned with that. Ulrich on the dot, Menikillo in the slot, Hansen on the far side wing. Wins the face-off. Redmond through traffic, one save. She covers it, uses the paddle of the stick to try to haul it in, but she can't get it and gets helped out from her defense right there. I think it was Mundy who picked it up just in time for the Junior Flyers. Redmond chipped it forward, first with the stick, then with the skate. 2-on-1, Gallagher and Muther. Muther wrist shot, sent it over the crossbar. She had Muther right down the middle uncovered, but she took the shot, and the Rockets are glad she did. Big scoring chance. Lost right there. Ulrich, if she sees Menikillo ahead of her, will try to chip it. Skates it toward the left wing and dumps it in. Hope might have been able to get sprung if there was a little pop-up pass. It didn't happen. Menikillo at the top of the circle on the left side. It comes as a whistle for a hook. Let's see who it is on. 13-16 left, period 2, 1-0 Junior Flyers. The Rockets do, it's going to be a hook, and it is going to be on the Junior Flyers. The Rockets have at least 2 shots. They got another one on the next sequence there. It was their best scoring chance of the game, and now they will get their first power play of the game. And in the first whistle, 16 seconds from now, they'll be allowed to have Grace Matone back on their power play. They start the power play with Nieves and Rizzo up front with Cook on the right wing, Fox and Bruno on the points. Fox pinches all the way down, Nieves covers the point, Nieves steps in, can't knock it down, 2-on-1, Junior Flyers, and Bruno breaks it up before it could materialize. Mutteriz was there, she couldn't quite handle it. Maybe the players too close together. Nieves will break it in 2-on-3, has to chip it. As Wheeler was over there. Wheeler picks up the chip. Still going with it is Wheeler. Still going, banks it off the boards beyond the end line. They called it no icing. She was a couple of strides behind. Sent too hard off the far side wing for Rizzo. Otto is going to grab it there. Banks it hard off the boards. Sent back in. That's onside because the Junior Flyers knocked it into their own zone. A tough break for the Rockets there. Junior Flyers knocked that puck into their own zone, which makes it doesn't matter if the Rockets players are in the zone. If the team on defense brings it back into the zone, that is not offside. So they call it offside, and the Rockets have to deal with that. So the biggest play of the game was the reneged icing call that led to the Junior Flyers goal, the only goal of the game. Rockets on the power play. You might hear Coach Bob Connolly saying that. Hayes moves it up to the top of the zone, chipped forward now by Ulrich, and Hayes is going to chase it back with Ulrich hounding her. Hayes hard off the boards, but only Menikillo's over there. Menikillo waits, sends it to Matone at the point. Rockets have 30 seconds to work here. Ulrich is going to spin this one out, go to the half boards, now to Matone at the point. Matone switches over to Redmond on the right point. Redmond back to Matone. Matone can't fire it up. Ulrich is going to get it, go from the half board, skate it back behind the net. Rockets with some possession here. They go to the point. They got to start getting some shots here. They can play with it all they want, but until you get shots on goal, you're not going to score. And they have a 1-0 deficit here to deal with. Sent down on the pinch by Matone. That's going to be Ulrich. She's going to try to skate it toward the net. Redmond pinches down. Wrist shot blocked away. Matone's got to keep that puck in, otherwise it's a break. And the Junior Flyers kill it off with a 2-on-1. Stead out of the box. Broken up by Redmond. Another 2-on-1 here. The Junior Flyers are so close to converting them. Sent on the net by Hayes, but knocked away by Markland. Sullivan at the point. Gets it snuffed over there. Hayes is going to pick it up side of the far circle. Curl, try to get through the middle, but Menikillo's there. So the penalty has been killed off. Stead almost started a 2-on-1 coming out of the box, but Redmond nuked it. Sullivan reverses it. Mundy tries to hustle over there, but it's tipped first by Ulrich. Hansen's going to grab the loose puck, send it right through the danger zone, and nobody's there. Not Maverick, not Goose, not Jester, not no one. Sent down low, and they'll move it out behind the end line in a battle. Connolly's going to sweep all the way down to grab it. She's looks like at center now with Rizzo and Hansen. Sent at the net, and Markland knocks it down and covers it before McChrystal could sweep it in. So the Rockets have put some pressure on the other way. The shots say 10-1. The Rockets have at least 2 more than that, 3 more than that. 10:05 left, period 2, 1-0 Junior Flyers. They're in the orange, the Rockets in the black, for the most part, mainly, from what you see on YouTube. Sent by Otto gingerly around the side of the net. Centering feed knocked away by Connolly. She picks it up with the stick and the skates, banks it off for Rizzo. Rizzo and Cook up front. Rizzo chips it for Cook, who held up. Rizzo was going to try to hit her in stride. Rizzo gets it down from Connolly, leaves it for Haley, who sends it toward the net, but there's nobody there, except for Otto, who sends it up the near side. McChrystal had Bruno step in to get it. Connolly at the point, tries to get it through traffic, but Otto with a long reach, just like Joel Otto, the former Calgary Flame, a lefty with long reach and presumably American. Sent up to the far point, goes back to the point again. Rizzo and Mundy chip it up. One of the Junior Flyers, Gallagher, slammed into the boards along with Ulrich, or Fox, that's Fox. Fox skating toward the bench, and she's going to get a body checking penalty. So Lauren Fox gets the body checking penalty, and the Rockets will, they put 130 up on the board for the power play, but these are 2-minute power plays. 9:14 left, period 1. Junior Flyers 1, Rockets nothing. Muther versus Ulrich in the dot. Hansen also up front for the Rockets. Referee is waiting for the scorekeeper now. She blew the whistle and saw that where there was 1:30 left on the power play. 2 minutes now put on there, the requisite 2 minutes. Muther wins the face-off to Annika Sullivan. She banks it off the boards on the far side. Gallagher's going to pick it up, fine after the check. Muther in the slot, can't get the shot off. Hansen might have gotten a piece. Muther up for Mundy. She's going to skate it between the points and reverse it to Muther. Wrist shot from the dot goes wide. Sullivan keeps it in. Centering feed knocked away. One time hit the post! It could have been the stick of Markland, but it might have been the puck. Wrist shot, friendly fire as Sullivan hits Muther. Rockets trying to get it out here. The first 40 seconds of the power play have belonged to the Orange. Mundy all the way down, save with the mask off the wrist shot by Markland, and she shrugs away the rebound. Battled for along the near side boards. Mundy keeps it in with the feet. They battle for it in the middle. Bardsley in the middle, shot, save, and the rebound is covered just before it could be poked at. .58 seconds left in the penalty to Lauren Fox for the body check. 8:11 left in period 2. Rockets trailing 1-0. Connolly up front, killing it off with Nieves. Wrist shot through traffic, save, rebounds there, and gobbled up on the chip by Markland with the glove. Arialis has been sharp. She didn't have much of a chance on the goal by Brown, which was off a goal mouth scramble. 2 or 3 rebounds there in front, and eventually Brown's stick got on it. Play never should have happened because of an icing. Connolly forces the play to the outside, but Otto's just going to skate it right down Broadway. She hit the left post! Chipped up and out. Wheeler can't handle it, but Otto got all the way back to handle it. Sends it for Sullivan. Christina Sullivan on the right wing. Slams on the brakes, sends it to the point. Otto backhands it down, but Redmond is there. It gets all the way through to Germain. Sends it for Wheeler. Wheeler trying to pull the trigger. Backhands it through the slot. Sullivan tried to backhand it in front, but there was nowhere to go with it. Bruno wins the battle over there. Chipped out by Nieves. Play happening just below us. Games are not won and lost ever, pretty much, right below where you can't see, as Lauren Fox rejoins the play and just jumps right out onto the ice. Rockets will change it up there after a successful penalty kill. And boy, this is a big puck for Bruno to get. She does so. It was a 2-on-1 if she didn't. Wheeler sends it in offside, and they'll stop play on the whistle with 6:51 left in period 2. It's 1-0 Junior Flyers. The scoreboard says 14-1 in the shots, but it's a little more even than that. There's probably still about a 10 or so shot discrepancy, so the Rockets haven't generated a ton of offense. They haven't tested Sheldon much but once. In fact, their best scoring chance, they didn't record a shot for the Rockets, even though there were 1 or 2. Minichello tried to power through a defender, couldn't quite get there, and the Junior Flyers send it in. Fox is going to pick this up, hard off the boards on the far side, but kept in at the point and sent right back down. Bruno's going to pick it up. Stead pushes her into the boards, turns around and grabs the puck, sends it behind the net for Hayes, who tries to center it, but it hits off the back of the cage. Stead and Bruno battle for it. Hayes exchanging with Brown. The nifty Brown with it goes to the point, leaves it up there for Germain, who sends it down. Rather, that's McGee. There's going to be another penalty on the Rockets here. Both refs with the arm up. Hansen's going to knock that down, and that is going to nullify any play. It's another hook. Referee admonishing Coach Bob, who just wants it called fair. Rockets getting dragged down all over the place too. And the referee taking the time to explain to him it is going to be a penalty on Lauren Fox for a hook. We could try to give you... They will face it off in the offensive zone to the right of Markland. Ulrich and Rizzo, the forwards. Rizzo forces the play to go down low and prevented the pass across. Tries to chip it out, but Sullivan stays in. Wrist shot, and Markland saves it with the shaft of the stick! It should be 2-0 right now, but Markland kept her posture, got the shaft of the stick on it, prevented it from going in. Wheeler wrist shot, knocked down with the blocker, loose in front. Can she see it? Trying to cover it, and she gets it. There's the whistle. 26 seconds killed off in the power play, 1:34 left, 5:35 remaining in the period. Rockets doing the rope-a-dope here. Markland with a spectacular save moments ago with the shaft of the stick, the puck heading into the top of the net on the blocker side. Rizzo got hooked coming out of the box right there, meaning out of the gate more or less, trying to get up to the point, but I'll ignore that one and let them play on. Rockets coaches were politicking for getting these calls evened up here. Wheeler through traffic, gets the pad on it, does Markland just in the nick of time. Muther to Hayes for the wrist shot. It was going over the crossbar, but Markland grabbed it with the catching glove and held on anyway. 5:05 left. Period 2. Rockets trail 1-0. The shot clock says they're down 18-1. We keep reiterating that they have more than that. Not quite a bit more, but certainly more than one. You ask Veronica Sheldon, and she'll say that there's probably been 5 or 6 on the other end. Rockets kill it off up front with Connolly and Nieves. McGee forced out of it by Connolly. They'll go 2-on-2, Nieves and Connolly. Nieves chips it off the boards on the far side. Shorthanded for 43, 2 and 1 seconds here. Connolly still willing to rag that puck. The Rockets would love to somehow find a way to put one in shorthanded, and they do the next best thing, which is to draw an offensive zone draw while down a player. And that player, Lauren Fox, in the box for hooking for 33 more seconds for number 34. 4:35 left, period 2. Nieves on the dot, Connolly there. It goes right at the net. So they did register the shot on goal right before that. Let's see if they register another one, and they do. So there the Rockets up to 3 officially. We're going to call it 10 for the game in actuality. Sullivan sends it forward for Bardsley, who gets behind the D. Bardsley in, wrist shot, score right through the 5-hole. Nikki Bardsley scores a power play goal, and with 4:23 left in period 2, the Junior Flyers double their lead. It's 2-0. Right now in Philly, things going all Philly's way. The Philadelphia Phillies up 1-0 in the World Series and about to commence game 2 in a few minutes, probably about the time this game ends, and the Junior Flyers holding a 2-0 lead over the Rockets. Still a long way to go though, and if the Rockets, as we know, they don't need much to generate offense. They will continue fighting until the final whistle here, and we know at some point they're going to put a lot of pressure on the other end. It just hasn't happened quite yet. Under 3:50 now, period 2. Junior Flyers have doubled the lead. Brown and Bardsley, the 2 goal scorers. Bardsley on the power play moments ago. Rockets pick it up and get it out of the offensive zone. Otto goes back to grab it, retreats into her own end, fakes one way, spun it the other way, and the Junior Flyers will lose it as they send it to the middle. Fox got out of the box after the power play goal, so full and even strength for both. Clearing attempt knocked down by Minichello. Hansen and Minichello over there. Mudariz picked it up. Fanning on the shot was, well, the pass was Germain, but they get it out anyway. And the Rockets not quite back on their heels here, but needing to generate some offense. And they're going to have trouble doing it when some of their breakout passes like that are not connecting, and they really haven't connected much through nearly 2 periods. Battled for in the near side corner. Hansen had it for a moment. Sullivan sends it through the crease. It goes toward the point. They'll play with it high-low. Between the points, Hayes sends it over for McGee, who gets it down low. Hayes one-timer knocked down by Redmond. Otherwise, that one might have been ticketed. They'll play with it through the top of the ice. Mundy tries to send it forward. Hansen pushes. Oh, Mundy taking whacks at Hansen right there. Ref looks at it and lets it go. Mundy tied up Hansen after Hansen stepped into her. And then Mundy got away with a whack right there. Rizzo off the feed from Redmond. Sends it in. Handcuffed Mundy there, who skates all the way back in. Rockets complete the change, so it's Ulrich with Cook and Rizzo. Fox, who has it there for a moment, used the body as a shield. Matone picks it up, banked it forward. Muther stepped in to keep it in. It goes just at the point. It looked like it might have gone out. I can't really see. I'm obscured a little bit here. We have a great perch here at Iceline, pretty much in any of the rinks of the 4 that you go to. But you do get a little bit obscured here right by the benches, so sometimes I can't see those offsides as well as I can in other arenas. They play with it through neutral ice. Rizzo's going to pick this off the shield by Cook. They run into the same patch of ice, and they thwart their own breakout attempt. Hayes gets it in on the turnaround, but Matone knocks it down cleanly. Hayes falls down, maybe looking to draw a call. Centering feed for Brown, can't get it. Rizzo gets it through one, but Sullivan stepped in. She was looking for Cook. This is going to be sent down possibly for an icing, although we never know. Now this is a very similar play. The play that you just saw was identical to a play that happened in the first period, where the junior Flyers were the guilty ones sending it down for icing. But for some reason, although the backside ref had the arm up for icing, the front side ref never did or put it down. It didn't acknowledge the icing. The puck cleared the line. It was an icing, not even close, as Markland makes a save. It was a pretty easy call, but for some reason it was negated, and on that possession, the junior Flyers were able to score off a goal mouth scramble. Giveaway right there, wrist shot. Markland had it all the way, but it watches it whistle wide. Otto goes high-low. Bruno turns, gets shrugged off over there by McChrystal. Otto at the point, sends it through traffic. Markland knocks it down, covers it, gets the whistle. Actually, she didn't cover it. She sort of had the glove on it for long enough and got the benefit of the whistle there. The Rockets will take that, because it was going to be swept out at any moment. Ulrich on the dot, sends it over to Cook. She's got Rizzo up the middle, but throws a Brett Favre pass that she can't handle. McGee all the way back, hounded by Rizzo, and the period expires. So 2-0, the Rockets will have to figure out how to solve this deficit. The first thing they have to do, in the words of the great coach, we'll say of the New York Giants, but he coached the New England Patriots, and he coached the New York Jets, and he coached the Dallas Cowboys. Bill Parcells, the first thing you got to do is get the zero off the board. Now, you could talk about football, you could talk about baseball, you could talk about hockey, basketball. Well, maybe not so much basketball, folks. Soccer. If you don't get that zero off the board, you're not going to win, especially when the other team has already done the same. So first things first, get that zero off the board. The shot clock says 21-3 in favor of the junior Flyers. The Rockets have not gotten a ton of quality scoring chances, but they have picked it up here a little bit. They need to sustain some pressure in the offensive zone, connect better on some of the passes on their breakouts, and put a little bit more pressure on the junior Flyers defensemen as they exit the offensive zone and curl through neutral ice. You want those skaters turning from offense to defense really retreating. So when the Flyers have the puck, their defensemen have been able to pinch in. You want them to be retreating from their offensive zone harshly, and that's what you do with a good breakout. So I'm sure Coach Jacobus is talking about something like that right now. This game is, again, a measuring stick game for the Rockets against one of the premier names in girls hockey, a well-run organization that puts out talented and hard-working players that are well-coached every year at seemingly every level. And a lot of these names familiar to these group of girls. They seem to play each other all the time, year by year. 2-0 the deficit as the Rockets enter period 3. Nieves will start it with Menikillo on the left, Hansen on the right, Matone on the lefty, Redmond on the right. 17 minutes on the clock. Muther and Nieves. Liftoff, period 2. Muther wins that one and sends it to the near side where Hayes grabs it, gains the center line, and sends it in. Redmond tries the bump on the angle, couldn't quite get to it first. High sticks very high over there, and that's one of the things the referee was talking about before when she saw sticks getting tied up and going high. She was going to call that. That puck skipped about a foot out of the zone. It's kept in. Hayes shoots and scores. Boy, the Rockets just can't get a break. That puck skipped about a foot out of the zone at the left point right in front of the ref. I have a perfect look at it. She didn't see it. Maybe I missed it. You could watch the replay at whatever point, but Hayes scores on the one-timer to the stick side, and it's 3-0 junior Flyers with 16:31 left in period 3. So they break out quickly, they get a break, and they convert. They've gotten 2 big breaks right there, and they've converted on both. Power play is a power play. Rockets have to start forcing the play the other way, and that's what happens. You get the benefit of these calls when you have the puck in the offensive zone a lot. Sent at Markland, 1 save, 2, swept away, and now a wrist shot from the left point Goes wide. Mundy picks it up, sends it toward the middle, but Fox knocks it down. Chips forward for Rizzo, but a little too strong. Rizzo beats Brown to it to chip it out for Cook. Cook's going to gain the line on the right side and dump it. 2 and now 3 on 5 as the defensemen change behind. Matone picks it up just out of picture, and she curls it back into her own end, banks it off the boards for Rizzo, who chips it forward, but Brown picks it up and sends it cross ice for Boulware. Boulware chipped it forward but couldn't get it through. Coming in with speed and offside are the Junior Flyers, and that will knock the play dead. 15:40 left, period 3, 3-0 Junior Flyers. The Rockets have rarely found themselves in a deficit this year, let alone won by 3 goals. So we'll have to see how they respond, and if they get up off the deck here, if they could change the outcome of this game, that'll be a big boost heading into Sunday's contest with the Princeton Tiger Lilies, who they beat 3-2 about a week ago. In a game where they dominated possession, did the Rockets, gave up a couple of fluky goals and managed to survive on a goal by former Tiger Lily Grace Ulrich in the third period to break a 2-2 tie. In that game, they had 2 one-goal leads, lost both of them, but regained it at the end for the win. There's the aforementioned Ulrich chasing Otto into her own zone, and she sends it back for Redmond, who ping-pongs it through and into neutral ice. It's sent in offside. 14:55 now. Time in a 3-0 game. We kind of go over this when these situations appear, but in a game that has a 3-goal gap, time really becomes a factor with 5 minutes left. Until then, not much of a factor, and the reason is because whichever way that next goal happens, no matter which one, it's pretty much going to decide the game when you're into the third period. If the Junior Flyers get the fourth, the Rockets don't have much of a chance, no matter how big of a fan we are, of coming back from a 4-goal deficit. But if they can get one right here and make it 3-1, then all bets are off. So until that 5-minute mark, we're playing full bore. Once it's 5 minutes and below, they have to start getting a little desperate. Connolly knocked that clearing attempt away, but it's picked up by the opposing 11, Sullivan, and sent in. Redmond presses her off the boards over there. It goes through the skates of McGee, who can't keep it in, and they play with it through neutral ice. Redmond picks it up back there, will skate it behind her own net, hit the brakes but not all the way, send it up hard past Hayes. A lot of orange there and only one Hansen. They didn't give Francesca much of a shot at gaining possession there. Matone picks it up, gets it through Hayes, still trying to grab it. Brown picks it up. Brown centering feed. Markland redirects it with the stick to disrupt the play. Stead grabs it and banks it off the corner boards on the near side, but Matone's going to get to it first. Shield her off. Loses the stick between her legs. She was actually getting hooked. Stead was the one who fell down. Stead was hooking Matone so badly that she actually fell down when Matone slipped away from the stick. She had the stick right between the legs. But they'll play on. Instead picks it up again. Sends it down low for Hayes, playing with it along the boards in the corner. Cook picks that one off and banks it out, but Wheeler retreats and grabs possession. Rockets need to do something to fire those afterburners because things not going their way as Wheeler breaks in, leaves it for Hayes, who leaves it back for Wheeler as they spin around. They go through the points. Wrist shot. Sullivan didn't see it really until the last moment at Markland, but she got the pad on it and steered it away. Sullivan backhand through the legs for Germain, centering feed for Stead, but she couldn't get it and whiffed on it. Rockets look a little tired out there on the far side. Back in front, wrist shot knocked away by Markland. Oh, she makes an unreal save on her tuckus with the glove. That puck was going into the top of the net, and Markland just threw the glove out there like she's waving hello to the queen and got the glove on it somehow, some way. That's got it in a litany of beautiful saves by Markland. That might be the best of the season. And it's 3-3. They play on. If the Rockets can turn it around, and get one back here. That could be a massive turning point. Rizzo gets it off the boards. She'll skate it up and get it out. Looking for Menichello. Couldn't quite connect. Germain backhands it forward. McChrystal picks it off. She's going to battle with Aaron over there, and Aaron eventually wins it. Menichello chips it up. Will get possession herself. Rizzo was looking to get behind the D. Oh, the pass nearly connected. McGee had to slide the right skate in to get it. Menichello was trying to thread the needle. Like her idol, Jacob deGrom, for whom she wears number 48 with pinpoint accuracy. Hope often plays. Rizzo trying to pick that one through in the scrum. Kindergarten soccer over there as everybody's moving forward. Rizzo's going to grab that. Oh, she just skipped under her stick as Otto was spinning out. Rizzo chips it forward before Otto could get to it. Bruno is going to change back side. A couple of Flyers bang into each other. Muther comes in, tries to nutmeg Redmond, but she just gets Cinnamon instead. Redmond steps up. Bardsley will go around her. Bardsley sends it. Wrist shot. Glove save. Markland couldn't corral it. Muther outside. Sends it through the middle. Bardsley on the one-timer. Can't connect. Redmond sends it up, but it goes toward the point. Sullivan sends it down to Bardsley, who sends it low. Can't get it through. Muther's going to pick it off. Shield off Nieves. Keep it in the corner. Try to shield off Matone. Centering feed. Interrupted. Wrist shot. Bardsley saving the breadbasket, and Markland holds on. We know the Markland family is tuning in, and boy, you might want to isolate that part of the recording because that was an all-time highlight for Arialis moments ago. Rockets get it in on the dump. It's Cook and Hansen with Nieves at center. Brown, the speedy lefty, breaks through on the left side, slams into Redmond, who stood her up. No call there. Couple of parents looking for the call right there. She looks like she had the puck, kind of stuck the elbow out there at Redmond at the last moment. It's tough when the players are colliding and they're protecting themselves. Sullivan, wrist shot off the end boards. Brown tries to pick it up over there. Matone as well. Gallagher's going to grab it. Gallagher backhands it down. There's a retreating Brown going away. So the Rockets should have a clear breakout, but Matone can't quite get a piece of it. Sullivan stepped into Hansen right there, and they're going to call it on Hansen. Sullivan stepped into Hansen, got the worst of it, and they end up calling it on Hansen. Well, that's a tough call right there. Sullivan initiates the contact. 95 initiates the contact in orange. Hansen goes down. And boy, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. Hansen, the stouter player in the collision there, initiated by the orange, ends up with the penalty. So the Rockets trailing 3-0 with 9:16 left. The plot thickens, or maybe not. The mountain certainly gets a little higher as they have 2 minutes to kill off here. Ulrich and Connolly up front to do it. Bruno, who just chipped that forward, along with Fox on the defensive end. Germain is going to try to turn the corner and does. Centering feed. Markland sticked it away. It's going to get all the way up to the point. Ulrich uses the feet to get it in. And the junior Flyers send it offside. They're not going to call the intentional offside there, but that was a pretty clear one. We go through this sometimes in the broadcasts or the streams or whatever you want to call these things. If a team knows that they're going to make the offside and they do it anyway, the face-off actually goes to the defensive end of the offending team. And in central New York, for instance, it's called on almost every offside at this level, but here in this area of the Middle Atlantic, it's not called often. It's called sometimes as a wrist shot goes wide. 119 on the power play for the junior Flyers. Slapper goes wide. Rockets in a little bit of a shell here. Centering feed. Markland knocks it down. Bruno clears it away. Hayes sends it across the end line. Rockets look like they've lost their legs a little bit here. But they're still playing positionally in the box as the junior Flyers grab it and send it through. Fox would have loved to ice that thing, but icing in effect at all times. McGee sends it through traffic, but fired it off of a player. Sent to Sullivan in the slot. She can't connect all the way through. There's a trip right there, no call. Maybe Fox fell. 27 seconds left in the power play. Rockets down 3-0, and they are hanging on by a string right now. Muther on the backside picks it up. McGee at the point can't corral it. Big break for the Rockets, and they need to get a change in the most desperate way. Connolly's able to jump off for Rizzo. Ulrich pops off for Cook. So Rizzo and Cook up front as Hayes gets it down backhand, and Markland gets it with the trapper to get the Rockets a much-needed whistle. Hansen will fire out of the box 3 seconds after the face-off, and let's see if the Rockets can hit a home run for her. Rizzo on the dot, Cook in the slot, 3 more seconds to kill. Redmond and Matone out there. Comes to the point. They go between the points. Hansen's going to hustle onto the bench, and Menichello's going to jump out there. So Menichello with Cook and Rizzo now, as the Rockets have killed it off. But now they're down to 7, 0-5, 0-4, 0-3, 2, and 1 to get back into this game. The first thing they need to do is get one. They got to start taking some chances a little bit, or at least maybe changing their posture. Cook, Rizzo in pursuit. Cook knocks it away with the skates. They keep the break-in from happening easily. Cook, as you could hear the scream from Rizzo, Cookie, couldn't quite get the connection going. Muther picks it off too, tries to get through another. Redmond steers her off of it. It bumped up the near side boards. Cook will pursue it, but can't get to it first. Muther sent in now by Sullivan. She'll backhand it. Markland knocks it away from Menichello. Menichello has Rizzo up there. If it could get past Hayes, it does. Rizzo's at the end of her shift. Hansen has a little bit more left because she was in the penalty box at the beginning of that shift for 3 or 4 seconds, but the Rockets now out there with Nieves, Ulrich, and Hansen. Let's see if they could generate some needed offense. Matone picks one off at the point, between the points. Shoveled down low. Does it get to Nieves? Rockets still pushing down low. They need to press as much as they can. Fox between the left side shoots it. It goes off the stick of Schuyler and sent down. Sheldon, sorry. She hasn't had much action. Redirect attempt in front by McChrystal goes wide. Rockets had a little bit of sustained offense there, but couldn't quite get enough shots through. Fox sends it up. Nieves tries to force it out. Can't do it. It goes back, and Matone, who's had to retreat and make that play about 100 times this game, does so. McChrystal spins off of Ulrich and sends it to the point where Otto grabs it and sends it right back down low. Matone shrugged off there by Boulware, who sends it to McGee between the points. Germain jumps into your picture and skates right down Broadway. So that means they're able to change while the puck's in the offensive zone, and that's a forward. Germain still with it. Germain sends it between the points for McGee. Wrist shot through traffic, goes just wide. Germain picks it up, circles, banks it off the boards for McGee. She was looking to maybe step into it, but goes high-low with Germain. Fox off the near side boards, but McGee grabs it. Rockets feeding the points. That's not going to get them anywhere here. It's just going to keep the puck back in their own end. They're down to 4:15. It's take chance time. Hansen picks it up, steers it off of 1 or 2, leaves it for Matone, sends it off the boards on the near side, but they can't get it out as McGee grabs it. Ulrich hustling up there to try to force the play. Rockets just need to get the puck out of the zone, and they can't do it. The junior Flyers will take this all day to try to kill it off. Rockets need to power, make something happen. Can they get the puck out of the zone? It's right in front of their bench right there, and Germain steps in a scrum to keep it in. They've had the puck in the zone for probably almost 2 minutes at this point. McGee comes to the point, keeps it in, and finally they get it out. Rizzo gave her a little something there and got away with it. Otto under pressure from Rizzo, hoping to force a turnover. Otto sends it up, chipped off the boards, picked off by Redmond. She's trying to get up ahead of steam. Jermaine interrupts her. Rizzo's over there. Rizzo battling for it, and Bardsley was able to shield her off as the third one in. Jermaine, she's had a long shift, and it's been an effective 178 for Bardsley. She had the power play goal that made it 2-0. Rizzo picks it up, gets a little clear ice, sends it to Cook, but she can't handle it. Turned back and around. Redmond hard off the boards for Riz. Riz going to look to chip it. Gets it past Mundy, but only for a moment. Mundy was able to hear the break. Hit the brakes. Mundy wrist shot. Save with the mask by Markland, and she knocks it down. Sent hard to the point. Cook versus Sullivan. Sullivan skates it through the middle. Sends it back to Muther, who sends it forward to Bardsley, who backhands it in. 2:20 now. Rockets really got to start taking some chances as Connolly gets it, but can't get it out. Muther just grabs it and sends it back in. Bruno gets checked right there. That might be a 2-10. Oh boy, Bruno was prone against the board. She got checked high, and that is probably going to be a 2-10 right there, I think. She's facing the boards, gets checked high with the stick on the cross check. And even though the player gets up, let's see what they do here. Yes, it is a 2-10, so the Rockets will go on the power play here. There's 2:08 left in the game. The Junior Flyers will put Muther in the box, and she'll be in there for the remainder of the contest, and they'll add somebody else in there to serve the minor penalty. So should the Rockets score, then it'll be back to even strength, but Muther won't be able to go back into the game because there's not enough time, even if they manage to tie it and go to overtime, which would be 5 minutes. Rockets now on the power play. They keep Markland in for the moment. At some point, if they get another offensive zone draw, they might pull her to try to go 6-on-4. Puck sent in. Rockets trying to get some possession here. They won't quit. They're losing 3-0. But they're worried right now about getting it to 1. Down low for Nieves, and she scores! Connolly to Nieves! It's a power play goal! And with 100 seconds left, the Rockets' slumping pulse gets a little faster. CC Nieves grabbed that one, and she'll come and take the celebration. It's 3-1. So that'll extinguish the power play. But Muther will have to exit. The penalty will expire, but Muther will have to stay in the box for the remainder. They still have the penalty up there, but it wasn't a major, so the misconduct part is a 10-minute misconduct. That goes only to the player. There's some kind of discussion going down there. It looks like a pretty straightforward goal to me from here. I'm not sure what the Junior Flyer side are discussing or complaining about, but they haven't patriated the ice. 5-on-5 now with 100 seconds left to go. The Rockets have closed to within 3-1 on the power play goal by CC Nieves off the feed from the right point by Haley Connolly. Connolly out there still with Nieves and Ulrich. Rockets mixing up lines, mixing up positions. They're in desperation mode. Markland remains in the nets for now. If they get another draw in the offensive zone, they might pull her for the extra attacker. Hayes grabs it in the bottom of the slot and shoots it wide. Fox tries to pick this one up, spun down there by her own Stead, but managed to hang on to the puck. Junior Flyers will do what's called ragging the puck all day. They don't even need another goal. Fox tried to clear it out, but sent it to McGee. McGee fires it off Fox's shin pads. We're under a minute left. The Rockets have closed to within 3-1, but they need to get the puck the heck out of there because they need goals going the other way. Markland knocks that down off the shot from Hayes and covers it up. The group now charged with making it happen will be Rizzo, Hansen, and Menichello. So probably we expect Hansen will take the face-off, and although those three usually are playing wing, Hansen will take a shift at center. Rockets win the face-off. Rizzo gets the call from Menichello, sent it over, but didn't get enough juice on it to try to spring her. There is a move in by McChrystal, sent down low, batted away, wrist shot, big save, Markland, and Hansen shovels it to the pad so Markland could cover it up. 30.5 left. Temper's getting a little bit flary. There haven't been too many goal mouth scrambles with whistles, so there hasn't been any of that rough stuff that we see at the whistles in front of goalies here. 30.5, it's not looking so good for the Rockets. They got to go the length of the ice, score one, win a faceoff, and score another. Kind of like the Jets did against the Browns, the hockey version of that. Bruno sells out. The Rockets got to just blitz here. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Rizzo banged into Sullivan over there. Picked off by Bruno. Bruno, oh, she was trying to feed Rizzo, who was cutting down the middle. Menichello sends it in. Riz is just a slight step offside. Bruno hustled in. She got spun around and was trying to feed Riz, and if she connected on it, Riz would have walked in. Getting cheers from her brethren on the bench. Rizzo jumps off for Cook for the final 8.3. Hansen will take the draw, moves it forward as Jermaine dove down lacrosse style. That'll be sent in on the icing. They blow the whistle, but that'll end the game. Rockets get the last one, but the three they yielded first is going to give this one to the Junior Flyers by a 3-1 score. Markland was spectacular in goal. The final shots read 31-6. It was probably more in the range of 12 or 13. I think they got the Junior Flyers shots about right, although there were a few goal mouth scrambles where it's hard to see. Rockets will be back at it on Sunday at 3:20 from the Rock in Dunellen, New Jersey, where they take on the Princeton Tiger Lilies, whom they defeated 3-2 about a week ago in an effort that I think Coach Jacobus was not too pleased with. If you caught our post-game interview, and we'll do one after this as well, I think he'll probably be pleased with the effort here a little more against a very good team where the Rockets gritted it out and they never gave up and tried to rally themselves into something or other at the end. They just ran out of rope by that time that they were able to get things going, and maybe could have used a couple of calls. A couple of big plays in the game were a negated icing that led to a possession, or kept the possession alive, that allowed the Junior Flyers to score their first goal, and what I thought to be a missed offsides that allowed them to keep possession of the puck that led to their third goal. And in a 2-goal game, if you put those two things there, you got to do a little bit something more to kind of make your breaks. And the Junior Flyers were able to do that today, and the Rockets were not. That is going to do it from Iceline in Westchester, PA. After a long drive home this evening, listening to baseball, we'll be back for another not as long drive on Sunday right here. So hit the subscribe button and the alerts button, and when we come on live for that game or upload the coach's interview for this game, you will know it and you can check it out, and you can tell a friend to tell a friend, share it yourself or with others. That's going to do it from Westchester, PA. This is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching New Jersey Rockets. Girls.